Detectives in a quiet village near Milton Keynes are continuing to search a property as they investigate the disappearance of a 70-year-old man. Villagers in Drayton Parslow near Milton Keynes say they haven't seen retired English lecturer Samuel Alexander for 6 months now. Police haven't found a body or a weapon, and there are no signs of a struggle within the house. A man has been arrested and bailed on suspicion of murder.
A head teacher and 2 members of staff at a Suffolk high school have been suspended while allegations made against them are investigated. Peter Tompkins has been head of Orwell High School in Felixstowe since 2004. He's 43 and married with 2 children. Suffolk County Council will not say why he and 2 of his colleagues are being investigated.
Now, a couple who created a secret home inside a log cabin say they're taking their fight against eviction to the European Court of Human Rights.
Peter Bridle and his wife Jean, who live in Margaretting near Chelmsford, kept the shutters on the windows closed for years to conceal the fact they were living inside. Victoria Webb takes up the story.
From the road, you'd have no idea that what looks like a shed is in fact a much-loved family home. This log cabin is basically a bungalow inside. When Peter and Jean Bridle bought the land in 1997, it was much smaller, ending at the kitchen. Since then, they've extended, but without planning permission, and now they're being told they have to leave.
We didn't expect to stay here this long. We expected to find somewhere else to live, but as circumstances happened, we couldn't. But so I've made it my home with my grandchildren and my children visiting us. So, and if I lose it, I don't even like to bear to think about it now.
When they bought the land, it already came with a goat shed that the previous owner had converted without permission, leading to his eviction. The Bridles have been involved in a long-running dispute with Chelmsford Borough Council, who insisted they were living in that building when they shouldn't. What Peter and Jean say is that in reality they had extended the log cabin and were living behind closed shutters on the windows to disguise the fact their home was inside. They believe that if action wasn't taken after being there for 4 years, then they'd have immunity under the planning laws.
They said there's no other building on here. I said, well, there is, it's this, because I live in it. And I showed all the evidence to the court. And the judge said it's up to them what they're going to do about it, and then they enforced on this. So the whole place is tied up with enforcement notices.
Peter and Jean have compiled evidence to try to prove that apart from the final extension, which was completed in 2001, they've been living in the rest of the cabin for more than 10 years. But in court, they were refused leave to appeal. Looking back now, do you think that you should have got planning permission?
I wouldn't have got planning permission. There's been multiple attempts over the years to get planning permission.
Round the corner from their home in Margaretting, this is what people had to say.
If it's not causing anybody else any problem, I have no problem with it.
If he's been there all that time and he's not caused any problems, why not leave him alone?
Chelmsford Borough Council said it couldn't comment on the case today as the appeal process is still ongoing. For Peter and Jean, they're now planning on turning to the European courts in their last attempt to save their home. Victoria Webb, Anglia News, Margaretting.
Well, it's great to have you with us this evening. Stay with us for lots more on the programme. More news now from where you live, and icy conditions have been causing chaos for our region's drivers today. It was especially bad in Norfolk, where police were called out to 63 accidents in the morning alone. Here in Great Yarmouth, Laura Shrinin is livid that her road remains ungritted. In the last couple of days, she's seen her parked car crashed into twice by drivers slipping on the ice, only for the exact same thing to happen to her courtesy car.
This road is like an ice skating rink, and all the cars have been coming down, skidding into all our cars and things. I've had my car smashed into twice in 2 weeks, and then I've got a courtesy car now, and today I was driving down this road and another car couldn't stop. The brakes locked and drove into me.
A knife amnesty, which was launched following the murder of a 23-year-old man from Sudbury, has seen nearly 200 knives handed into police. Swords and flick knives were among the items collected. The 2-week amnesty in Sudbury and Great Cornard was launched following the death of Lewis Watson, who was stabbed to death in September.
Here's a flick knife and a martial arts star. It's illegal to carry these weapons in public under any circumstances whatsoever. So people really have thought about what they're handing in, and these are the important ones to get off the street.
Farmers have been attending a conference at Chelmsford Hall in Cambridgeshire today to discuss the future of agriculture in our region. One of the topics of debate was the relationship between farmers and the big supermarket chains. Farmers have long complained that supermarkets make large profits at the expense of growers and producers. Now, 3 new recruits are starting work for Essex Police. Their task, to sniff out crime. They're being paid for with money seized by police from criminals, and officers hope the trio will soon be hot on the trail of more offenders. Martin Stew explains all.
The old saying goes, crime doesn't pay. If that's true, just what happens to all the money seized by the police? Well, in short, it's divvied up under the Proceeds of Crime Act, some of it going back to funding Bobby's On the Beat, paying for new recruits, like these 3. 10-week-old brothers Ozzo, Dibley and Gizmo. The Spaniel pups have been bought by Essex Police. With the right training, these 3 live wires should make expert sniffer dogs.
Now, the fact that Gizmo here is so lively is a good thing because, hey Gizmo, he needs to be naturally inquisitive in order to do his job properly. Go on, go and play, go on. Good dog.
Spaniels are bred as gun dogs. They've got a great work ethic, can sneak into small places and are ideally suited to sniffing out drugs, guns and cash.
Good boy. Their nasal glands work 10 times better than humans, so they can detect small amounts of scent in very tight, small areas. Our dogs in the past have found kilos of drugs hidden in compartments inside houses, so they save a lot of time and effort and money in finding these things, which is does a full circle and has paid for them in the first place. So hopefully it'll be perpetuating and it will end up funding future dogs in years to come.
Essex Police already have 8 working sniffer dogs. Between them, they found hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of illegal bounty. Given a year and plenty of training, it's hoped Ozzo, Dibley and Gizmo can help the police fight crime instead of each other. Martin Stew, Anglia News, Chelmsford.
Now, a Suffolk cider maker has cleaned up at the World Cider Awards. Aspel's, based at Debenham, came top in 4 of the 6 categories. They didn't have entries in the other 2, but it was their Premier crew that scooped the main prize, winning the world's best cider for the 2nd year running. That recognition has seen overseas demand for Aspel's go through the roof.
We've just gone into Russia, Scandinavian market. We're taking it back to the Irish, so we're delivering our first orders to Ireland now, as well as Australia and America.
Certainly looked colder there than Moscow, didn't it? Right, sport now, and Southend United have been given a further 28 days to resolve a row over a tax bill. The club was due to face a High Court winding-up order today over an outstanding customs and revenue bill of £200,000. Well, Southend paid more than £2 million in arrears 3 months ago. The club claims the new bill has not been settled because they overpaid back in December.